This is December 7th, 2012, of the Adoptee Interviews Part 5. Before you is Richard Drumheller, one of the other brothers to the other two brothers who is already in IFA, along with the wife of Gary, Laura. Richard here, in explaining you, how old are you now, Rich?
27.
27. Richard, as was previously noted in the interview I've done with Carlton Lloyd, him and his brother Gary is the one that responded to a heart attack I had on July 11th of 2008 that was notified that something was wrong by his mother, who initially detected there was a problem here. If it was not for this guy here and his brother, I wouldn't be here to making this video. Consequently, I'm going to ask, for the purpose of those who may look out of curiosity of what IFA is about, during your, I think it's been now at least 8 or 10 years that you've been into it, have you seen any type of schemes, scams, catches, clicks to it?
Nope.
And we don't really ask. Sometimes we will do favors for each other. If one can assist each other in what their needs are, we do it. But if we don't, we do it anyway, whether it's in exchange of anything or not. So, consequently, you got no beefs with being in this and seeing nothing negative about it?
No.
Okay. Now, the other one here, she is not an adoptee, but should be. This is what we call the other mama with Pussycat.
This is Spooks.
That is Spooks. Jean has known this. Yeah, Jean has known this family entity since I was here in Shamokin since the year 2000. In fact, Terry was actually the first adoptee in this area. Besides Kenny, my grandson, also adoptee when we moved here. Many of the local adoptees that know her, she kind of acts like the other mother to them, and giving them advice, counseling, etc. But Jean also, amazingly, or not desiringly certainly, had her own heart attack just a matter of a month or 2 months after I did, and went through the same process that I did. So we refuse to leave until we're ready. That's kind of the philosophy of both of us. But during your observations, you already know it doesn't reflect or have any effect on the relationship with the natural parents, correct?
Correct.
And consequently, it's just like as it is a private entity because they're all adults. It doesn't affect the relationship with the natural parents at all. I indicated this when the interview I'd done with Terry. In fact, his father wasn't there at the time, but this is the mother to them and confirms that fact. Consequently, she's going to be somewhat carrying on this family, or at least to control the website in case I disappear before she does. She has all the information about it, the passwords, etc., that only her and I control. This video will be seen only from the IFA website. It will not be available on YouTube. YouTube is a storage bin. After all these videos are made, it will be locked down as private. The only way it can be accessed is through the IFA website in the link section. I thank you very much, Jean. I guess we're done with it.
No, hang on.
Hang on, okay.
Yeah, I want to give you an explanation.
Okay.
People are curious and they think there's always got to be a catch.
Yeah.
The catch is I act like a mama when someone needs one and their own mama can't take care of the problem.
Mama,
I give them advice. I don't expect them to take it. Teenagers never take your advice. Of course not. But I put it there as an option for something they can do to stay out of trouble. Pops is like having an extra grandpa around or an extra dad around for kids that don't have a father around in their life to look up to. And that's the only thing we try to do. My kids have brought at least, oh my God, at least 150 kids into my house at any given time, off and on, for the past 30 years. And out of those 150 kids, I'd say probably at least 50 of them call me mom. It's just something they do because they like the way I treat them. They like the advice that I give them. And the fact that I don't expect anything from them but honesty. If you're honest with me, I'll be honest with you. You have a question, I'll answer. Pops is the same way. Now, I deal more with the girls because the girls are easier for me to deal with, being a woman. He deals with boys because they're easier to deal with, being a guy, because he can answer some of the questions I can't. But that's basically what IFA is. It's a family thing where we all try to help each other, and nobody gets left out. So maybe that'll answer some of your questions as to what IFA is and why there's not a catch. There's not a catch with trying to help someone.
And I appreciate and glad you wanted to make these additional notes. What I forgot to add into Richard, like I already did into Terry, which is in the part 4, is that neither one of her boys, who are all adoptees, whenever I call and need them, they're there. I never have to worry about them responding or not responding because they're intoxicated or high on drugs. None of them does any of that. That I commend them, which is rare in this time and day.
That's because they were taught to do things the right way. Where some kids just today aren't taught that because they don't see that in their own family backgrounds. Most kids follow what they see. And a lot of kids don't see anything because their parents are both working. So they follow their friends, and that's how they end up getting in trouble. When they come here, they see a family that doesn't drink, doesn't do drugs, and we get along just fine. We have a good time without the extra additives of the drugs and alcohol. And of course, we fight, we argue just like everyone else, but we have learned to sit down and discuss the things we argue about. And always come up with a solution. Not everybody's happy with it, but we all agree to it. And that's what family's about.
Thank you very much, Gene.
You're quite welcome.